At the end of each year, Queensland State Archives releases the Cabinet Minutes from 30 years before. Being records of decisions made by the government of the day, Cabinet Minutes provide a fascinating insight into Queensland's past, revealing the many and varied issues the Premier and Ministers dealt with throughout the given year. On the 1st of January this year, Queensland State Archives released the 1982 Cabinet Minutes. In 1982, Queensland's population was around half what it is today. The weekly basic wage in December 1982 was $121 for men and $101 for women. In 1982, the Bjelke-Petersen government was in its 14th year of office. Research done by historians Dr. Neville Bush and Dr. Jonathan Richards reveal how a major focus of the 1982 government was ensuring a successful and safe Commonwealth Games.
Queensland has got behind the Commonwealth Games in a big way. There were 6,000 volunteers that assisted in the running of the Games. The government was painfully aware that the Aboriginal land rights issue was going to be a major problem for the Queensland government, and that Aboriginal protesters would use the Commonwealth Games as an international stage. They brought in the Commonwealth Games Act, which looked at ways of preventing any activities that might hinder the Games. Brisbane greatly benefited from Queensland's major social events in 1982, particularly with the opening of Stage 1 of the Queensland Cultural Centre, which was the Queensland Art Gallery.
In order to boost the economy and attract visitors to the state, Cabinet legislated for the Jupiter's casinos at the Gold Coast and Townsville and approved other tourist developments.
Brisbane became a world city, and tourism in coastal and regional parts of the state was expanding.
Resources and construction were uppermost in the minds of Cabinet members.
In 1982 there were new industries that were developing. Gas was started to be piped out from Mooney. Bauxite was being mined in Weipa, and aluminium was started to be smoulded in Gladstone.
Industrial relations continued to be a great challenge for the government throughout the year.
Industrial relations was difficult, and it was backgrounded by a very challenging economy. At the beginning of 1982, they found that the school enrolments had risen beyond expectations. But the government didn't want to increase funds in the budget for teaching. The Queensland Teachers Union were particularly upset by this, what it meant for the quality of teaching and learning in the classroom. In the early part of 1982, they ran a restrictive work campaign. By May 1982, about 52 schools had joined the campaign. However, in the end, plans to suspend teachers wasn't carried out. The Cabinet decided only to recommend the usual normal practice of deducting staff wages.
The original 1982 Cabinet Minutes can be viewed at the Queensland State Archives premises. Selections of the minutes, as well as highlights and background information, are available on the QSA website.